Hello everybody and welcome to this new lesson. So in this lesson we will do the installation of the FortiSIEM. So we previously downloaded the OVA for FortiSIEM virtual appliance version 6.6.0 and the build number is 1633. So all we need is to import this OVA in a new virtual machine. So here is my VMware workstation layer. So now I will just open a virtual machine. I will browse to the folder of FortiSIEM and here I will import it. Okay, so here you get the license agreement. Just accept and press next. You can choose the folder, so we can just use the same folder for which contains the OVA. Okay, or we can make a new folder like this. Okay, and name it FortiSIEM 660. So let's import it. Actually, the importing of the OVA shouldn't take so much time. After that, you can edit the virtual machine itself to add more hard disks, because the OVA is coming with just one hard disk, to make the OVA size a bit smaller. However, you need to edit the virtual machine itself and add more hard disks, as we will see in a while. So now the importing of the OVA is, and as you can see, the RAM configured or pre-configured for the OVA is 24 GB. I will just reduce this bit because my server is 24 GB, so I will give some room for the operating system. So I will make it 20 GB only. So 2048 is 2 GB, so at 0 it will be 20. For the processors, I have only 4 cores available. Now we need to configure the operating system or the hard disk layout. So as I said, it's coming only with one hard disk, 25 GB SCSI, so we need to add the others. So basically this is the OS layout, guys. So this is the one we have already for the operating system. We need to add 4 more hard disks. The second one will be the /opt for the 100 GB with a size of 100 GB, CMDB database with a size of 60 GB, the SVN database with 60 GB, and then the last one will be the local database. So depending on the required retention period, the online retention period that you need to store your events on the appliance, you need to configure the size of this local database. Okay, so I will give you one equation that can help you estimate the local database size. So this is the equation. So the first factor is the replication factor. Second one is the event per second. Third one is the event size. The fourth one is the required online retention. So when you sit with the customer will say, I need online retention of 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. The most common regulation in the world or in the Gulf here is 120 days, like 4 months. Okay, so normally we set this as 120 days. Okay, and this is the conversion from days to seconds, because you need to multiply this by the event per second. So actually multiplying this by this will give you the number of events over the whole period, and then you multiply this by the event size. You will give you the total size of the events on the whole retention period, and then you multiply by the replication factor. So if you just need one copy of the data, so you put 1, which means only one copy of the whole data over the entire online retention period. If you want to have 2 copies, so you multiply by 2 to so a replication factor of 2, and then you divide by the compression ratio, and then the number numbers are just to convert from byte, because here the event size is in byte, to kilo, mega, giga. So the end result will be a gigabyte. If you want to divide again by 1024 to get in tera. Okay, so the assumptions I put here, that the online retention is only 3 days. This is just a lab. I just need to reduce the hard disk as much as I can. So I put an online retention of only 3 days. I assumed EPS of 10 EPS per second. The event size, the average event size for the events for the different log sources is like 500 bytes per event. So this average is reasonable. You can find logs for some log sources that have bigger than 500, like proxies. The normal for proxies is like 1024 or 2048, and for routers, switches, this kind of devices or log sources are sending less bytes per event. So the average is 500 bytes per event. This is good and reasonable. Replication factor, we assume 1, and compression ratio is 4. So I'll just substitute here. So the replication factor 1, EBS 10, event size 500. Okay, this one. And then the online retention is 3, this one. Okay, and then multiply by 24 by 60 by 60 to convert to as I said, to convert or to make the calculation over the whole day. So actually this is 10 EBS, 10 event per second. So if you multiply by 24 by 60 by 60, so you are getting the number of events per whole day, and then multiply by the retention. So over the 3 days we have the number of events over the number of events in the entire 3 days, and then we multiply by the event size and the replication factor, and then divide by compression ratio of 4, and then the conversion to gigabyte. So here it's around 300 GB. Okay, so now we know that this will be 300 GB. So we can now start adding the hard disks. So the first one will be you select SCSI every time. We put here 100. Okay, finish. Then add another one. This one will be for the CMDB, will be 60 GB. Okay, again SCSI and 60. Okay, finish. The fourth one will be the SVN with again 60 GB. SCSI, next 60 GB, and the last one will be our local database, 300 GB. And actually the type of database I will select during the installation is ClickHouse. So there are different types of local database: the event database, the proprietary one from Fortinet for the FortiSIEM solution, and the ClickHouse, the recent one and the most recommended one, fully supported by Fortinet. And the third type is the Elasticsearch, which is a bit complicated and requires support in cooperation between Fortinet and the Elasticsearch. So the one I choose here is the Elasticsearch, and that's why I put the compression ratio of 4. So this is the compression ratio for the for the ClickHouse. I selected here ClickHouse, that's why I put the compression ratio of 4. This is corresponding to ClickHouse storage. Okay, so the last one, as I said, will be hard disk SCSI, and it will be 300 as we said. Okay, so now we have the layout ready. Okay, I'll just here change my network connection to be bridged. Okay, what else? Everything seems fine. So now I'm ready to start the virtual machine. So we can see now the machine is booting up. So next coming this boot screen, where we can see that the FortiSIEM is now using Rocky Linux, and this is something good initiative by the Fortinet guys to just get around the problem of the CentOS is no longer now supported, or recently it will not be fully supported. So now the Fortinet guys has changed recently their FortiSIEM solution to rely on the Rocky Linux. So now we have reached to this login prompt. So to log in, you need to type the username as root, and the password is Prospect Hills. So I will write it here in the notepad. So just know, if you search the internet, you will find this in the Fortinet documentation. So Prospect Hills, like this. Okay, so I'll write it here, Prospect Hills. Okay, now it asks you to change the password. So again, we write Prospect Hills and then the new password. So you select one complex password. Now you are okay to start the configuration. So you need to browse to cannot remember exactly, I think something like this, not 100% sure. So I know the file name, so we can search for it. So find /- name. The file name is config FortiSIEM.shell. So let's look for this file. So this is the path. Okay, so we can run it or switch first to this folder /user /local /bin. Okay, and then you write the shell script. So this shell script will just do it for you. As you can see, it started the configuration. So first we need to set the time zone. Press enter. So here I will set to Asia, next, and then Qatar, next. And here you select the component that you want to install. So as we learned in the architecture lesson, we have supervisor, worker, collector, and the FortiSIEM manager is an optional component. This for huge setups where mainly the MSSPs are relying on when they have multiple customers and they want to manage them. So for an all-in-one installation like what we are going to do in this lab, we just need to select supervisor. So it will be an all-in-one solution. So I press next, and then I will install without FIPS, the first option, because the FIPS is only required in the United States. Okay, so I'll just press next and then set up the IP version 4 address. So this is an IP just coming from my DHCP router. So I will just change this. I will make it 155. Okay, and this is my router, the gateway, and the DNS. I can put a secondary DNS. Okay, and then press next. So you have to change the host name, make it fully qualified name. So we can make it like this. Okay, .infosec.com. Next, and then it will use any external host like google.com. You can change this if you want to make sure the connectivity is working fine. So make sure you have connectivity to the internet, and then next. So this is the Python script that will be executed, as you can see here. So Python, the Python will be called, and then the configure FSM Python script will be called. So the config fsm.shell script is actually or first it collects the inputs that we have just set, like the time zone, the IP address, and so and then it calls at the end the Python script configure fsm.python with the inputs that we have provided. So you can see here we just tell the script that this is supervisor all in one, the time zone is Asia Qatar, the IP is 192.168.100.155, and the net mask is 255.255.255.0. What else? I will try to highlight so you can see here this is the IP address, and this is the net mask. Okay, this is the gateway. Okay, this is the, I've changed the color here, so this is the time zone. Okay, and this is the calling of the script. Okay, this here we call it a supervisor. The role of this node will be supervisor. Okay, and then what else we have? We have here the host name. This is the fully qualified domain name for our host, and here the DNS1, DNS2, and install without FIPS, and this will be the host that will be being used for testing the internet connectivity. So now we are good to go. Then we just need to continue. So I will press run. Okay, so the script will start automatically to configure the appliance for you. You just bring your coffee and sit back and watch the installation. So nothing will be required from your side till the end. As long as you are seeing this green, so you are good. Warnings will come like yellow, you can ignore. So things will start. As you can see, some partitioning is taking place. For sure, the hard disks that we have configured for the virtual machine is getting recognized by the script, and the mounting is taking place, as you can see, and everything will be automated for you through this Python script. And at the end you will get the prompt that the installation is done successfully, and we will have to log into the GUI and upload the license. So I will stop the video and get back when we reach to that stage. So now we come to the login prompt. You can see the host name is now recognized as the one we set during the configuration, and all we need now is to log in using the previously defined password during the configuration. So I'm just putting the password. Okay, so now I'm in. So you can see that the IP is assigned as the one we configured. Okay, fine. So I just being my gateway, so my router basically. Okay, can reach internet. So for example, going to Google. Very good. So now I will connect to this FortiSIEM appliance. Okay, and from there we will activate the license. So you have to access your FortiCloud or FortiCare or the Fortinet support website to actually register your appliance. on this website, and then download the license to upload it to the FortiSIEM. So you will get an email from Fortinet with some PDF file that contains a registration code. So basically you need to put here the registration code. I already copied the registration code. And then select a non-government user and then press next. So basically I'm getting this invalid input data. The license is registered because I used this registration code before to register one machine in my lab. So I will just go to my product list, and here my FortiSIEM, the old one, and I will try to change the hardware ID. I'll copy the hardware ID from here, okay, and go back here and change the hardware ID. This is the old one. Save, and then I should be able now to download the new license file. Okay, so this is the one, and I'll try to upload it here now. So it should be in my downloads. It's ending 95.lic. So if I go to my downloads, this one, and then the username is admin, and the default password is admin *1. And as you can see, guys, the license type is enterprise, not service provider, because we are not installing a multi-tenant. And then upload. You have successfully registered your virtual appliance. Click here to login. Now you put the admin and the admin *1 again. Okay, and then here, as I said during the installation, I will choose the click house option. This is the most recommended and recent one by Fortinet. It's fully supported by the Fortinet engineers. Okay, the other options is the event database on local disk or on NFS, but this has some limitation. Is not scalable as the click house option. And the Elasticsearch, you may fall in troubles, and Fortinet will not give you the full support for Elasticsearch. So the best option is ClickHouse. Storage tiers only one for now, because we make the sizing on only one replication factor. So will not. And then here you need to put the hard disk that you will mount actually the data for. So I will create here a new host. This is our FortiSIEM. Okay, save, open. So now we'll log in using the root and the password that we have set. So now we'll issue the command ls blk to get all the list of partitions that we have. So we have this SDA. This is the first one, the first partition for the operating system, coming with 25 GB and contains the /boot and the swab partitions. The SDB, this is the one for the /opt. It also contains the swab, and the size is 100 GB. The SDC is 60 GB for the CMDB. The SDD is 60 GB for the /SVN, and the last one that is not partitioned yet, this is dedicated for the local database, the ClickHouse database. So we need actually to specify this in here in this field. So actually the syntax should be /dev/ the partition name. So I will write it like this: /dev /sde and then I will refresh maybe. Oh yes, I already been logged out. So again I will put the credential. Okay, and again here, so I will put, as I said, /dev /sde. Okay, and then press test. This is testing the connection to the partition, and if things went successfully, so you will be redirected to a page to you will receive this test successful, and then you will be redirected to this page to put a new password. So instead of the admin *1, the default password, we will put our own password. Okay, I prefer to put it the same as the root password, so it acts like a master password. And here you can put any email for the admin, and then press test again, test successful. Okay, save. Now we will be redirected to the login to put the admin username and the new password. As you can see, some time is taking here because actually it's configuring the storage with the configuration that we have configured, like mounting the database to the new partition, installing the schema of the ClickHouse database, and this shouldn't take more than a few seconds to 1 to 2 minutes. You can see now the save successful message, which means that the storage configuration is done successfully. Now it's mentioning here this link at the bottom, go to login. After you log in, you will get to this page. You just press accept, and then you will be into the FortiSIEM GUI. So last but not least is to actually verify the services. So we should now see all the services up and running. So again, I will issue the bhstatus command, and I will just maximize the screen to make it much better. Okay, so you can see now all the processes or services are up and running. All of them are just up. This is the uptime period, so they are all up at the same moment as soon as I activated the license. So it's like 10-11 minutes back. Those are 3 hours back. Those are up after we just installed the OVA and configured the parameters, but until we put the license, these services were down. Okay, so this ends at the installation lessons. The activation of the license. Through the coming videos, we'll learn about the GUI and different scenarios for exploring the interface and for ingesting logs and working with rules and different things in the GUI. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.